Thank you so much, Jim and Don and Speakers Pathway Coalition for this opportunity. Like the other speakers have said, it's a real huge honor to be able to support everyone at a time like this. So it's, dealing with so many people are at home and on the internet. We're having so much fun. But before I get into talking about how to love your way out of fear, I thought I'd first talk to you a little bit about, let's define what fear is. So have you ever heard that fear stands for friendly elephants always race? You haven't heard that before? Oh, wait, no, sorry. I mean, false evidence appearing real. That's it, yes. Okay, I'm recording this on April Fool's Day, so I'm trying to lighten the mood a little bit here. But fear is that. It's a lot of people have said that it's false evidence appearing real. And I get that intellectually. But at the same time, our body sometimes, though, still reacts to it as real. It perceives it as real. And a lot of times it just we go into this fight or flight mode. So let me share an example, a story that happened to me years ago when I was a lot younger, probably in my 20s. I had just celebrated my birthday, and I had lovely relatives had given me a bunch of cash, and so I went to the shopping mall to, treat myself, to buy myself something for my birthday. And didn't have any luck, so I was leaving the shopping mall, heading back to my car, and I noticed a young man approaching me with a gun in his hand. And my first reaction was to turn and run to my car. And I opened it up and got in and locked the doors because I wasn't going to let him take my money. Talk about crazy, right? Putting my life in jeopardy for money. But I didn't think. It was just an automatic response. My brain just said, nope, we are not staying in this situation. The flight mechanism took off, and I literally took off and ran. But a lot of times, that's an extreme situation, but a lot of times we are dealing with things that maybe aren't quite so concrete. And maybe we're scared by things that perhaps aren't even under our control. And that becomes harder to deal with. And that's where I have, over the last few years, I have found a way to be able to deal with that type of fear in particular. Because of course, if you're in a life or death situation, you're going to take action. But if it's something where there's something going on that you don't quite have control over, this is where you can use the power of love. And what love is an acronym. So the first letter, L, stands for let go and let God. Now, letting go of fear might not seem like it's an easy thing to do necessarily, right? But you can do it. And as some of the other speakers have talked about today, it's really a matter of choice and choosing. How do you want to be? And one of the main things that I have found is to stop, as I just did there, is to just stop and breathe and let go. And one of the things, that's certainly one, but one of the more, I would say, one of the powerful ways I've found is to sort of change your thoughts. And it's letting go of the fear thoughts and replacing them with more empowering thoughts. I'll tell you another story that I was in. One of my family members had gotten themselves into a bit of a pickle with the law, and was, they were handling it, they were managing it, had gotten an attorney, but it was still up in the air as to what was going to happen. Were they going to be able to, were they going to go to jail? Were they going to be let off with a warning because it was a first offense and things like that? And this was something that I certainly had no control over. I was very concerned about this person. It was someone very close to me, but I had no control over it. I didn't know what was going to be able to happen with the judge. I didn't know what would happen with the attorney. I had no control. So what I found myself doing is I would go for walks in the morning and I would borrow a phrase that I got from Louise Hay. And she would say this mantra that out of this situation, only good will come. This is easily resolved for the highest good of all concerned. And I would just say that over and over again. Okay, out of this situation, only good will come. Out of this situation, only good will come. This is easily resolved for the highest good of all concerned. And I would say that over and over again. And for me, it really helped because it was this pattern interrupt in my brain so that I wasn't focusing on the outcome, which was something I had no control over. All I really had control over was me right now and the thoughts that I was thinking. And by choosing to think more positive thoughts or more optimistic thoughts, I was able to deal with it better. And I was able to cope with the anxiety. Because here's the thing, is all we have is right now. You know, the past is gone and the future, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. The future isn't here yet. All you can control is your own thoughts and feelings. And that's it. So you can decide how you want to be. So affirmations are one thing that I found. Another thing is to pray. You know, if you have a higher power, you believe in God, the universe, whatever your beliefs are, turn your fears over to God and just say, you know, I need help. Look wherever you want to do and just say, I need help, please let me deal with this better. Another thing you can do is to meditate. Meditating is one of my favorite things to do because it's just a matter of getting quiet, and it doesn't have to be a long amount of time. You could just close your eyes for 2 minutes, 5 minutes. If you want to do a half an hour or more, that's great too, but just to get quiet, close your eyes. And here's the important part, just breathe. I mean, sometimes actually, if you even want to just sit and focus in on your breath without even closing your eyes, that works too. Just taking a deep breath in, holding it for, like, say, a count of 5, and then letting it all go. And then doing that again. Breathing in, holding it, and letting it go. Our breath is a wonderful thing. Just the act of doing that, getting the oxygen into your lungs, it calms your entire physical body down. And that in turn helps to calm that monkey mind, I like to call it, get those thoughts, quieting them down as well. So just taking some time during the day when you find yourself getting stressed out or afraid, just doing that can really help. So that's the L. The O in love stands for opening your heart to receive. What do I mean by that? Well, it means calling for help, opening yourself up to receive guidance from other people, opening support from other people, calling a friend. You know, a lot of what's going on right now is a lot of people are in isolation, but it doesn't mean you have to be isolated. So, you know, if you're at home with your family, of course, you've got people to talk to. But if you live alone, that's a little bit harder. So in those cases, reach out to someone, you know, call someone on the phone. Remember when our phones were used for actually talking, not necessarily texting? So call someone and just say, hey, how's life going? Have you found any toilet paper yet? If so, let me know what store it is. But just reach out to people. You don't have to be alone right now. That's the important thing to know. And if you're really in trouble, there are organizations out there that will help you. There are support groups. There are hotlines available. So just Google it. The internet can be your friend. Don't feel that you have to suffer alone. You absolutely don't have to. Now the V in love stands for value your uniqueness and really your unique feelings. Because let's face it, if you're scared, you're going to have to acknowledge that sometime. And it's okay. Just say, okay, yep. I'm a little tense right now. I get it. Okay, yes, I acknowledge that. And just give yourself permission to feel it. And then, after you've done that for a minute or two or three, ask yourself and say, okay, how long do I really want to feel this way? Do I really want to be miserable? Or do I want to consider the alternative and find my way back to joy again? And see what your heart says. And if it says, okay, yeah, I'm tired of being scared, I want to do something else, then honor that. And start by coming up with, say, 3 things that you're grateful for. And be able to jot those down. And then maybe you'll come up with 3 more things and keep going. And then save that list, because in the future, when you have some other times when you are under stress or you're feeling either sad or scared, you can pull that list out again and refer to it and say, oh, wow, yeah, I really do have a lot of good things going on in my life. So maybe I don't need to choose to be feeling scared and anxious right now. Instead, I can feel grateful and happy that I have all of these blessings in my life. Now, the final letter is E. And E is embrace your divinity. Now, see, I believe that we are all created in God's image. We all have God within us. And when we're like looking inward and meditating, we are really tapping into God that is inside of us. So embracing your divinity to me means self-love, expressing self-love and self-care, being kind to yourself. So when you are experiencing times of stress and fear, go do something good for yourself. Maybe go soak in a bubble bath for a while, close the door, light some candles, and just let the stress of the day or the situation go. Maybe it's putting on some music and dancing around your living room. I like to do that. Well, not my living room. I'll dance around my office, actually. Spend some time in visualizing, thinking about what do I really want to happen? What do I want this situation that I'm in to look like instead? If I didn't want it to be X, where it's something that is scary, what would be the opposite of that? And start imagining that. Use your brain. Our brains are like the most powerful machine ever. And whatever we think about is something that we can actually create. So just like if you are always thinking thoughts of fear and lack and scarcity and anger and depression, then that tends to be what you then see in your life. That's what shows up for you. But instead, if you can spend time consciously every day visualizing good things, a healthy body, a healthy mind, healthy family, healthy friends, lots of abundance, plenty of money to do good in the world with, then that's what you will start, your brain will start trying to find ways for you to be able to make that actually happen. And you'll start coming up with creative ideas to be happy, to be joyful, and to have more love in your life. So that's pretty much how I've been able to be able to love my way out of fear, and what I've been able to teach my clients as well. And oh, one other thought before I finish up is especially related to letting go. And this was perfect because I subscribe to Notes from the Universe from Mike Dooley, and today I actually got one that talked about letting go, and it said letting go isn't giving up. It is understanding that the best is yet to come. So that's what I want to wish for you. And because it's something that I believe with all my heart, that all of the things that are going on right now is just a way of preparing us for a awesome future where we are going to have some tremendous things coming out of it, tremendous new inventions, new ideas. And with all of that, we are going to be able to be closer than ever and being able to really love one another as God loves us. So that is all I want to share with you today. So thank you so much, Speaker's Pathway, for letting me talk today.
Thank you, Gloria. We really appreciate your message on love. It's really important for us to all to love and care for one another. And most importantly, whenever we share our blessings with others, we're going to be blessed too. And that's what we're doing here at Speakers Pathway Coalition, putting on this event. And would you be so kind as to share with us how people can get in touch with you by email? If you have a website, or please share it with us, please.
Oh, absolutely. I'd be happy to. You can, if you have any questions or anything to be able to want to talk with me more, you can reach me at gloriarand.com. And my website, it's easy too. It's gloriarand.com. So as long as you see my name there, you'll be able to find me.